Hello everyone, this is Crypto BitLaw, back with another blockchain legal brief, and today we're going to be covering how the FBI is in the process of developing state-of-the-art crypto tracking software that has the potential to track 95% of the total crypto market's market cap. And so, before we dive in, if you enjoy this content, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. So with that said, let's see what this is all about and what the FBI's end goal is here. All right, so as we can see here, Forbes reports that the FBI seeks software to trace the top 95% of total crypto market cap. They say last Friday, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or FBI, published a request for proposal, or RFP, that requires state-of-the-art tracing and analytical software and software licenses to detect the illicit use of crypto by criminals. The Criminal Investigative Division, or CID, Money Laundering, Forfeiture, and Bank Fraud Unit, explains the reason for the RFP as due to, quote, changes in the usage of virtual currency by illicit actors has created the need for the FBI to acquire a tool that can trace a significant number of virtual currencies. The proposal says the FBI, quote, needs state-of-the-art tracing and analytical tools capable of keeping pace with the rapid, ever-changing technologies often exploited by illicit actors to avoid detection by law enforcement. Specifically, the RFP requires the private contractor to provide software and software licenses to the FBI for virtual currency tracing, graphing, clustering, and attribution of virtual currency transactions. In addition, the contractor shall provide software licenses for use on both an air-gapped FBI system and unclassified FBI system. And for those of you that don't know, air-gap means that it's a system that's cut off from the internet or any sort of wireless communication protocols like Bluetooth or anything like that. The RFP requires software that can support tracing of virtual currencies representing the top 95% of the market capitalization as listed on coinmarketcap.com at the time of the proposal, starting with the largest currency. In addition, the software will also need to support tracing the following blockchains and associated virtual assets described in the proposal as Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum, and all ERC20 tokens. The RFP requires software that will offer transaction-specific cryptographic technical information such as lock time, wallet and address version data, shared public key and multisig delineation, replaced by fee data, witness public key hash, fee details reflected in satoshis per byte, and transaction data byte size. The software should also provide the ability to geolocate Tor-linked back-end servers as well as IP attribution associated with addresses. Now that's kind of tough. I guess if you're going to geolocate Tor-linked back-end servers, I mean that looks like they're trying to get through different layers of anonymity if you're using Tor, which is a privacy-based browser. But continuing on, it states that the contract with the FBI should start as soon as March 25th, 2022, for a one-year period with options up to 4 additional years, and would initially order 250 licenses, support services, and training billed on a fixed monthly basis. Daily blockchain updates are one of the deliverables that is required under the contract, along with training materials and software patches and downloads. For any vendor that passes the first phase of the evaluation, the second phase will consist of demonstrations. One of the demonstrations will be live and conducted by the FBI's Controlled Innovation Lab on a standalone system to see if the products perform against a scenario presented by the FBI. A second demonstration against outlined capabilities in the RFP will also be needed, including the following cryptocurrencies listed below. And as we can see here, the list includes Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum and ERC20 tokens, Litecoin, Tether, Ripple, Monero, good luck with that, and Zcash, good luck with that too. These are the two privacy-focused tokens or coins, Monero and Zcash. The second demonstration also includes other requirements such as IP clusters, IP attribution, IP reverse lookup, and on-demand API access, as well as preferred elements such as node attribution, address transaction alerts, peel and demixing capabilities. The full RFP is available on the U.S. government's official contract system under notice. Lists the notice number. The current statement of work or statement of work is an attachment on that link, which contains details of the report. So, it's really interesting. I know for the longest time, the government, I think the CIA, the NSA, or one of the three-letter agencies, they've been trying. They've had a bounty out to pretty much for anyone that could crack Monero, that could de-anonymize Monero. And it seems like they're still on that same path with these whole the demixing capabilities, because when you use things like Tornado Cash and all these other mixers, you could throw your money into this smart contract and it mixes everything up, so it's really virtually impossible, if not inherently more difficult, to determine where the funds originated and which funds are which, right? And it seems like they're still on that same trail. I mean, basically, this is just a furtherance of these three-letter agencies and the government in general looking to track and keep tabs on what's what and what cryptos are moving where and how much and to and from whom, so on and so forth. So I feel like this is just getting to the peak of what they're actually seeking to do. I mean, they're looking to track all ERC20s, Tether. I think generally a vast a large amount of Tether is an ERC20. I know that there's Tether on the Tron network and a couple other networks, but things like Monero and Zcash, I mean, they're going to have their work cut out for them with that. I'd like to see, um, hopefully, maybe we could even do it, submit a FOIA request to see the details of what comes out of this contract, this RFP, this request for proposal, to see if they actually end up cracking Monero or Zcash or Tornado Cash and actually achieving their goals of demixing and de-anonymizing these things. And if we look over here, we could see here's a link. It's going to be linked down in the description below of the System for Award Management, sam.gov. I used to work on this for a while back in the day, so I'm somewhat familiar with government contracting. Here's a copy of the award, the RFP, or the System for Award Management RFP notice, right? And then here is a copy of the RFP, or the statement of work for it. And if we dig down into it, we've got a copy of it right here. We could see some of the nitty gritty of it. It's a pretty long contract. Well, it's a pretty long RFP rather. A lot of it's just this government mumbo jumbo where it's like, oh, they have these color ratings for how you're going to be evaluated, and proposal pricing and how you have to delineate your line item numbers. But a lot of the meat of this RFP is in the first few pages, and we could see right here, it's the intro or the overview. We already went over that in the article. Same here. It looks like they want the ability, yeah, they're talking about the air gap systems, and they want to eliminate, quote, eliminate illicit actors. Yeah, continuing on, I think I highlighted some other things. Okay, yeah, the software requirements. They want 250 licenses, air-gapped and unclassified systems. They want the ability to trace, cluster, attribute, and graph crypto transactions. They need to be able to import proprietary FBI data onto the system. They want real-time blockchain tracing. This is where they were talking about demixing of transactions. Search functions, integrate with government data sets, full administrative controls, so on and so forth. Multi-sig delineation, bite-sized transactions, geolocation, 95% of the market cap, list of the tokens, IP attribution, so on and so forth. So here's where the contractor should be able to capable and willing to testify in court. Oh man, if that's not an indicator for what they're looking to do with this, I mean, they're going to use this to gather data and intelligence on people, and then they're going to, once they have a case and they have evidence against any sort of nefarious or bad actors, they're going to bring in an expert that was either involved in the development or just has general knowledge or subject matter expertise in this piece of software to testify in court as to how it works and to authenticate the evidence that was gathered, right? So, interesting stuff, interesting stuff. So I think this is just nothing more than a continuation of this trend that we've already seen, where government wants to know pretty much everything they can about cryptocurrency transactions, how it's moving, how it's flowing, where it's coming from, and where it's going. And I think they're upping the ante now with trying to get more detailed information about Monero and Zcash and these privacy platforms. But I think good luck. I'd love to find out if they ever are able to crack the encryption and de-anonymize something like Monero or Zcash. That'll be a really that'll be an interesting development if that actually comes to fruition. But yeah, that's kind of where we stand. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. You could also follow us on Twitter if you'd like. Our handle is @CryptoBitLaw. We post interesting developments and updates on our Twitter. So, with that said, thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care.